Within the now secret headquarters of the Superior Six within Battery Park, the Superior Spider-Man reviews the events of their previous mission. The Superior Six were pitted against a Hydra dreadnought. Of course, the villains continue to protest. They threaten his life. They call Spider-Man a criminal, telling him he's changed and he can't just control people's minds and force them to fight. Otto disregards their every notion. He isn't controlling minds, he's making them superior. It's another average day for university student Seela Burke. At 8 a.m., she wakes up in her Soho loft. At 8:10, she's brushing her teeth. A couple hours later, at 10:17, Seela is dozing off in a lecture hall. And at 11:42, she is making a phone call to check in with her father. He doesn't want to speak. At 1, Seela is finally free. She's free to put on the costume and do some good in the world. It's time to see what this city's got. As Seela does her daily patrol around the city, her police scanner picks up a potential code blue near Bowery. She flies over and sees a number of vehicles of different sizes scraping against the ground and being pulled to something standing in the middle of the intersection. Then, Seela feels the wind drag her downward and notices that the creator of the wind vortex is none other than David Cannon, the villain known as Whirlwind. Seela introduces herself as Sun Girl. Unfortunately, Whirlwind has never heard of her. Honestly, he just wants her to go away. He was waiting for someone else. Sun Girl takes this as disrespect. Whirlwind can't just pick and choose what superhero he wants to kick his ass. It doesn't work that way. At that moment, sand begins to accumulate beneath their feet. Lightning cracks through the air. "They're here," Whirlwind says. "The Sinister Six." Spider-Man swings in and stands between Whirlwind and Sun Girl. "Correction, Whirlwind. It's the Superior Six. Now, prepare to face justice." "He was waiting for you," Sun Girl whispers. "What?" Spider-Man asks, brushing aside Sun Girl. "And what are you doing here? Didn't I tell you to?" Suddenly, a wrecking ball hits the ground between them, causing the two heroes to jump backwards. Otto's spider sense was already going off due to Whirlwind's presence. Now, it's like a repetitive, concussive explosion inside his head. Spider-Man looks up and sees the wrecking ball came from Absorbing Man. Next to him stands his wife, Titania, then Bulldozer, and the wrecker of the wrecking crew, Mr. Hyde, Blackout, and Thunderball and Piledriver. They are the masters of evil, some of the greatest supervillains the world has ever seen, assembled against Spider-Man. Otto can only assume this is the level of intensity Parker felt when he faced him. However, he can already tell that this is only a diversion. The Wrecking Crew, the Masters of Evil, This isn't revenge or payback or anything that petty. This is about something much bigger. The quantum particle engine. Without looking, Spider-Man says, "Sun Girl, when I leave you behind, please know it's only because I have somewhere more important to be. Superior 6, attack!" The Masters of Evil. This particular iteration seems to be Baron Zemo's team. They outnumber the heroes, but the Superior 6 has something the Masters don't. Otto. For each of Otto's team's minds are controlled by his unparalleled genius. Titania would crush Vulture, but Otto directs Sandman to his aid. Teamwork. Chameleon is far out of his league. Sacrifices must be made. Electro, on the other hand. Wait, Otto wasn't thinking. Absorbing Man made contact and now has Electro's abilities. He needs some space. Sandman provides it. Until, at least, the cavalry arrives. Otto's mechanical spider walker touches down, cracking the ground and tossing up cars as it lands. Titania throws Absorbing Man through the mechanical giant and they bring the walker down within seconds. Thunderball and Pile Driver team up to keep Spider-Man moving. Otto tries to keep his control over his team, but he's getting feedback from Electro. Something's wrong. Something with Blackout's powers that's causing Otto to lose his grip. Sun Girl blasts Blackout with solar energy, incapacitating him for a moment. It helps, but Otto needs his own diversion, which he commands Mysterio to provide admirably. Spider-Man leaps around, trying to distance himself from the group of villains. "Sun Girl, we are leaving!" Otto rallies his group, but Absorbing Man is able to pick Vulture out of the air. The psychic backlash from his control spider is like fire in Otto's head, and he doesn't see Sun Girl until it's too late. Sun Girl shoots Absorbing Man with a blast of solar energy, and the villain's body adapts and begins to heat up. The heat reacts negatively to a nearby gas tanker, and it detonates. The explosion is massive, pushing back everyone in the area. Spider-Man catches Sun Girl out of the air and starts swinging towards the rooftops, but he is cut off when the real master appears. "You're too late," he says. "The quantum particle engine is mine now, and with it, I will bring this city to its knees." Dr. Edward Lansky, better known as Lightmaster, a former physics professor at Empire State University, he developed into a somewhat pathetic supervillain. "Lightmaster? Oh, you have got to," Spider-Man says, annoyed. "You're working for Lansky. Tell me you're joking, Wrecker. What did he promise you? Money? He doesn't have any money. He probably can't even work that thing." Spider-Man's words actually resonate with a few of the criminals. They murmur amongst themselves on what they should do next. "What?" Lightmaster asks, outraged. "Don't listen to him. My plan is unstoppable." Admittedly, Lightmaster's sudden outburst doesn't garner much confidence. The Masters of Evil and the Wrecking Crew come to the conclusion that they should crush both Spider-Man and Lightmaster, take the QPE, and figure it out from there. "No!" Lightmaster cries. "I can do this! Watch as I power the engine through the sheer force of my..." "Sela?" Lightmaster stops what he's doing when he notices Sun Girl. Hi, Dad," she says softly. This momentary distraction is all Spider-Man needs. He springs forward and webs the QPE away from Lightmaster. "No!" he shrieks. "Defeat Spider-Man! Somebody just destroy him!" Lightmaster shoots a consecutive light energy volley. Each blast is harder to dodge than the last. With Spider-Man's attention split 6 ways, it is only a matter of time until Spider-Man gets hit. Lightmaster prepares to hit Spider-Man again while he's down, but Sun Girl jumps in the way to save him. The conflicting light energy causes a massive distortion. For a moment, everyone is blinded. When Spider-Man regains his senses, he sees Lightmaster lying on the ground, unconscious, next to the particle engine. "Sun Girl," he says as he turns back to the young hero, "your father was able to power the QPE with his light. So, your equipment is based on the same designs, isn't it?" "Yeah, but..." "Shoot the engine! Do it! Now!" Spider-Man needs Sun Girl to act fast before the Masters of Evil can come to their senses. One last-ditch diversion. The members of the Sinister Six all begin to regain consciousness and set their sights on Spider-Man. The Wrecking Crew and the Masters of Evil set their sights on the quantum device, and Spider-Man runs to cover Sun Girl as she blasts the QPE and a destructive energy cracks through the air. A blinding light burns bright and brings with it a concussive force that distorts reality. The light subsides, and both Spider-Man and Sun Girl realize that she successfully activated the engine. She, obviously, has a number of questions for the wallcrawler. Chiefly, what the hell was that? The QPE transported a whole beach that now sits under their feet. Even a few palm trees sprout out of the sand, and a massive boat hangs here, stranded, as well as a broken plane that sits half buried and empty. Before Spider-Man can answer, the two heroes notice the sand drifting under their feet. They look behind them and see Sandman reconstructing himself. He uses all the newly added sand to add to his size until he stands stories tall. The other members of the Superior Six approach the wall crawler, a shared hatred in each of their eyes. Spider-Man tries to re-establish mental control, but he knows it's gone. It's gone, and the Six are free.